okay? So, welcome to science. Are we all ready? Awesome. Okay, so now you know what? I'm not ready. Just give me a minute, girls. I have to get ready. Cause I don't know what I was thinking. I can't be dressed like this. This isn't what scientists look like. Okay, that's better. So now that I look like a scientist, and I certainly feel like a scientist, we are ready for science. The first thing I'm going to ask, I'm going to show you, I'll come around, each of you will have a chance. You can look, you can listen if you wanted to, you can smell this substance, that's what we're going to call it. And I'd like you to think about what might this be. And I'll even let you touch it. You can dip a finger in if you really, really want to, okay? Got a brave one going for the dip. What does that feel like?
Water.
So we've got some predictions going already that this might be water. We're all thinking water.
Always water.
Okay, so we're all in agreement then. We think that this liquid in my cup here is water.
Yep.
Now then you'd all be correct. So that is just some water. Now this one, I'm gonna do the same thing, but this time, please don't touch this one, okay? So you can look real close if you want. You can just kind of peek in. You can listen to it. You can smell it, but this time don't touch it, okay? So here we go. What might this powder be?
Sugar.
Ooh, sugar.
Sugar.
Interesting. Why sugar? What makes you think it might be sugar?
Because it's white. Because it's white.
Okay. What else?
And like snow. It's like snow.
It's like snow.
Snow and sugar. Because this is like snow and sugar.
So you're looking at the color of it and you're thinking, yeah, well, sugar is pretty white and snow's kind of white. And sugar would be a reasonable guess.
And paper.
But I'll tell you what it is. This is snow powder.
I saw snow powder at the store before.
Did you? Yeah, you can buy it.
But we couldn't buy it.
That's okay. See, we get to experiment with it today. So here's what I'm going to have you do next, okay? I'm going to give each one of you a sheet of paper that looks like this, okay? This box here says predict. Draw a picture to show your prediction. Try using labels for our material. So if you can, put a W for water maybe, however you want to show me what you think will happen. If Miss Knuff pours water on the snow powder, then what's going to happen?
We don't know.
That's the fun part. You get to make a prediction. You get to draw a picture to show me what you think might happen. If I pour that water, I took this cup and poured it right over that snow powder, okay? So there's pencil crayons. I'll move this out of the way. There's pencil crayons there. Please make sure you put your name on the sheet. Okay, we all got?
I'm going to put out my name first.
Good idea. Yeah, throw these all back. Make sure everybody, there you go. Everyone has a sheet. Okay, so make sure your name's on it. And I'm just going to give
table's
you,
not big enough.
it's a little squished. I'm just gonna it for now. We'll shuffle down a little bit. Do our best to draw a prediction. There you go.
I did my name.
Perfect.
Do your name.
Yeah, that's no problem. I'm happy that you're putting your name on it. Now I'll know whose lovely work this is. So draw your prediction. What might happen if Miss Knuff pours the water onto the snow powder? Then what? You get to draw a picture to show me.
I don't know. white's what I had left.
That's fine. That's what I told the other group too. White pencil crayon on white paper is probably not going to show up. So if you want to use a different color to represent the snow or the snow powder.
We could draw blue.
Yeah, blue works. The other group used gray. That's totally fine. Because yeah, white, you might, if you look really, really close, you might be able to see white pencil crayon on a white paper. But it's easier if we use a different color.
We can color on different colors on white. So look at.
All right, I'm just gonna give you girls 1 more minute to finish your prediction drawing, okay? Not on that box yet. We haven't done that part yet. We're just doing our predictions for what might happen if Miss Knuff pours water on the snow powder.
I'm done.
Okay, I think we're all about ready to move on. So what I'd like to have you do next, please put your pencil crayons back in the box
I
for
didn't
now.
write my name yet.
Okay, quickly then write your name. I'm just gonna have you shuffle over it a little bit, okay? Thank you,
I'm
sweetie.
done.
Okay, pencil crayons back in the box. And here's what I'd like to have you do next, okay? Take those papers and flip them over. Because what I'm interested in knowing is what do you think a reasonable young scientist such as yourselves might, that's fine, however you want to flip it over, just flip them over. What would a young, reasonable scientist, a young student like yourselves, think might happen? It doesn't have to be what you have on your paper. It can be if that's what you want to share, and you don't have to tell us if that's your prediction. But what is something that might happen? What might somebody think? What do you think?
It'll blow up.
Is that reasonable? Would I do something like that? Is that reasonable? Would I call you all out here just to blow this up? Is that a reasonable? I don't think that's very reasonable.
No.
No, because that's dangerous, and I wouldn't put you in a dangerous situation. So what's another reasonable prediction for what might happen?
Maybe it would make it wet.
Okay, what do you mean by make it wet? So I'll draw a picture here.
Like,
Will it
if
all,
you put the water in,
yeah?
then it will like get wet and not do anything.
So do you think if I pour the water in, do you think then the powder would be on top and then the water would be underneath? Is that what you mean by don't do anything? Or do you mean it would just all be water then?
It'll be water.
It would all be water. That's a really excellent prediction. So I'm going to write that down here. So it's just going to turn all to water. And why do you think that might happen?
Because if you pour all the water in, then it will make it water and then it will be wet.
So you think if you pour, because the water is wet, so when you pour it into the cup, everything will just be wet. Is that what you're saying? Okay, so we know that water is wet. So it will all be wet. Okay. Let's see, we have another prediction. What's another reasonable prediction? Yeah.
Maybe it will make bubbles.
Oh, that's interesting. So it will make bubbles. I like that. And why do you think that it might make bubbles?
Because I saw it before.
Oh, so we're going to use something called past knowledge. So we're tapping into something we've previously experienced to think that might happen again. I like that, so I'm going to grab. That's a really smart way for a reasonable person to make predictions. That just might become bubbly. Anything else? Is there another reasonable prediction that we can think of?
What if we pour the water in and the snow gets all wet?
So what do you mean? So I'll pour the water on, and then what happens? What would it look like in the cup?
There's the water on the top and snow on the bottom.
Interesting, I like that. So our third option here is we're going to have, I'm just gonna call it layers. Is that okay? I'm just gonna say layers. And I'll draw it first because that's a really interesting thought. So this prediction here from a reasonable student is saying all of our snow powder is gonna sink to the bottom, and then we'll have a layer of water on top of it. And what's your reasoning for thinking that that might be what happens? Okay, so we know that. I'll say how was snow is heavy, so it will stay on the bottom. Stay on the bottom. Okay. I think we're ready to do this experiment. Okay.
I think it's gonna. I think
We have another prediction.
that's the powder is gonna go up, and the water is gonna make it float.
That's an interesting one. So we could have the layers going this way, or you're saying we could have the layers going the other way? So you could say the water then would be on the bottom, and our snow powder was going to rise up. Whoops, sorry guys. And our snow powder would be up here. Is that what you were thinking? That we could have the reverse? No?
So the water will make the powder up, and the water will make it float.
So the water will make it
Float.
like
Float.
get bigger? Oh, I never considered that one. I think that's a reasonable option. I'm just gonna sneak it in down here. So it will make, I'll call this one expanding. So that's what we were saying, that it's going to expand. So I'm just gonna quickly draw a little picture. So we're saying now that we might have a little bit of water left in the bottom. But what it's going to do is make that snow powder go from that to like lots and lots, make it get much bigger, expand. And why do you think that might happen? What's a reason?
Just to dump the water in,
Yeah.
then it will make it float.
So you think it has something to do with making the powder float? Okay, I like that. So we've got 4 really, really strong, reasonable predictions. I love them. This is fantastic. I'm so excited. I think we're ready to do this. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Okay, ready? Count it down. Ready?
1,
Oh,
2, 3.
No, we're not ready. We are not ready. We need to vote first. We need to know which one of these predictions we think is the strongest. But before we do that, I need to explain something really, really serious. Because in science, we do take our rules pretty seriously. When we do the vote, I need you to close your eyes. You can cover them up. You can put your head down if you need to so you don't peek. And that's super, super serious. We need this to be a fair vote. Okay, I love this. So I'm going to read the predictions. When you think when it's your prediction comes up, when that's what you believe will happen, put your hand up nice and high and I'll count, okay? You have a question? Or
The water gets like very like some powder like float into
boys, can you please go back to class? I didn't call you out here.
Okay.
Please go back to class. I know you're excited for science, and I'm excited for science, but please go back to class, okay? Sheppy, next time, okay? I know you guys are excited, and your excitement is making me excited. Next time, okay? So heads down, we're gonna do the vote. I think we've got a lot of predictions here. Okay, are we ready?
Yep.
If Miss Knuff pours water on the snow powder, covering our eyes, please. Cover your eyes. If this is going to be something that we can't do, then you're gonna have to go back to class. Okay, thank you. If Miss Knuff pours water on the snow powder, then it will all turn to water. If that's your prediction, raise your hand. Okay? No? Okay. Can you please, sweetie? You're gonna come with me. Up, please. We're just going to go. You can stand in the classroom until we're ready, and you can absolutely come back. You can absolutely come back, but if you can't keep your eyes closed, it's not fair to everybody else, okay? So here we go. If Miss Knuff pours water on the snow powder, then it will all turn to water. If that's your prediction, we're gonna raise a hand. Okay. If Miss Knuff pours water on the snow powder, then it will make bubbles. Okay? Keep your eyes closed. We got 2 more to go through. If Miss Knuff pours water on the snow powder, then it will create layers. If that's your prediction, put your hand up. Okay. And our last one. If Miss Knuff pours water on the snow powder, then that will make the snow powder expand. Okay. Very interesting. So here's the results of our vote. You can lift your heads up. We're ready. Okay? And I'm just going to go grab our last participant. You're not in trouble or anything, okay? I know it's time to keep your eyes closed. You're not in trouble at all, okay? You want to come finish the sentence? Okay. All right, turn your eyes, sweetheart. Okay. Are we ready? We can look up now, guys. It's okay. It's okay. I'm just going to discuss now the results of our predictions here. So 2 people thought that it's going to turn to water. Nobody voted for bubbles. That's okay. 2 people were considering the layers idea. Either way, either the water on the bottom and the snow on top, or the snow on the bottom and the water on top. We had 2 people who thought it might expand. I think it's pretty cool. We've got a very even vote here.
Can you close the door?
So now, yeah, do you want to go shut the door? Thanks, sweetie. So now what we're going to do is the next part. Flip your pages back over. Grab, actually, well, hang on, wait for the pencil crayons, because what I want you to do is really, really focus, really watch to see what's happening, because I'm going to do the experiment now. Okay? No more fooling around. It's science time. Okay, I'm gonna move this out of the way. Can everybody see?
Yep.
Really good?
Yeah.
Millie, you got it? You can see? Okay, here we go. We ready? 1, 2, 3.
It makes bubbles.
So what happened?
It makes snow.
It made some snow. So can we first, before we talk about it, can we first draw a picture on the next spot I have here for observe? Draw a picture to show what you observed. Draw a picture to tell me what you saw happening when I poured that water on the snow powder.
I got golden.
We're gonna use gold, okay. So you can draw a picture like I was doing them if you want. That's an option. You can draw a little cup.
How do you wait like it's gonna make snow?
Okay, I can write that down. Let's see. I'll put it here.
Done, I'm already done.
It's going to make
I'm already done.
snow. Okay, you see that?
I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done already.
Sharing, girls. Okay. Do you want to write down you can try writing it down if you'd like, or you can write down the word snow. That's the important word. If you don't want to, that's okay. Then we're just going to hang tight, okay? And I'm just going to give just a minute more to get down our observations, okay?
No, it's not.
because we watched it happen, so we know what we saw. Awesome. Okay. You keep working. Keep on writing, and we'll just talk while you write. Is that okay? Okay. So, for those of you who are finished, I see we got adding some more. Are you done? Millie's done. Isabel, you almost done? Okay. Okay, just 2 seconds, because I want you to pay attention to this part, okay? So say, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, pencil crayons down. I can give you a chance after to finish coloring, okay? So my question, what did you see happen when I poured that water into the snow powder? What did you see happen?
Snow! And then it made it wet, and then it made snow.
So we saw that it did, in fact, it was wet first, right? We saw that. And then what happened?
Snow.
Then it made the snow. Anybody else observe anything different than that? I think that was a pretty good observation.
Nope.
So we did see that kind of idea where everything got a little wet first, and then we definitely saw the idea of it expanding. We saw it balloon up to make lots of snow. Now, my question next. Can we try and explain why that happened? Why do you think that happened? So we had that dry snow powder, and I added the wet water to it. Why? What are some ideas for why did that happen? Why is this the end result? Any ideas? No? Okay. Would you like to know? Because I can tell you. It's pretty cool.
No.
Okay, I'm going to tell you guys how this is done. So, can we put the pencil crayons away for now? Please don't touch them anymore, because I'd like to talk and I think it's distracting. So, you couldn't replicate this if you just went outside with a cup and got some snow and tried it, because I wasn't using real snow. That was fake snow powder. That wasn't our real snow. So basically what happens is that powder is dry, right? I know I didn't let you touch it, but you can kind of tell when I was shaking the cup. It wasn't goopy or anything. It was dry. It was like sugar. So basically what happened, I will let you play with it in a minute. So basically what happens is there's no moisture, there's no water in those little snow crystals. It's like someone took all the water out of it, and what's left is that powder. So when I add the water back to it,
Can I make blood after
not if you keep interrupting. When I add the water back into our snow crystals, it
Blown up.
did it blow up? Or did it
Grow.
Yeah, it grows. It grows. It doesn't grow. It grows. It expands into our snow. So here's what I'm going to have you do.